Welcome to your weekend focus. We already had one turnover, my goodness, Queen of Cups. So welcome to my weekend focus for March the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, 2017. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. So before I even really got to start shuffling, the Queen of Cups appears. She jumps out of the deck, telling us to love ourselves, to love each other, to be the humanitarian, to change somebody's energy or day with just a smile or a small compliment, or maybe on a grander scale. But love you. See, the amazing you. And that was so much in the readings for quite some time. And then it kind of backed away, that message. But here it is back. So we have Venus actually going retrograde this weekend, don't we? And that's our love, our passion. And in Aries, the starter, the beginner. So we may feel like we don't have what it takes to make it, or we're beating ourselves up too easily, or we don't see our beauty, we see our imperfections. We see the flaws. We see what's holding us back. We see how we're holding ourselves back. We blame ourselves. We blame ourselves that we are not where we want to be yet. We blame ourselves that we're not moving forward. We blame ourselves for the situations we find ourselves in, for our wrongdoings. So I'm not getting this positive with her. I'm getting this, well, you need to be positive. You need to look in the mirror. You need to love yourself. You need to understand that you have beauty and capabilities and talents. And yet we might be a little bit hard on ourselves this weekend. We might beat ourselves up. We might dissipate our dreams and be our own worst energy. So keep it positive. Understand the beauty of you. Don't allow yourself to cut yourself up. Don't allow yourself to look at that little flaw, because chances are most people love that little flaw about you. It's what makes you unique. It makes you you. It makes you who they love. So we'll put her back in, see if she comes back out. Usually she's a very positive card, but I almost got it like, we need to keep it front of mind that we are worthy, we are deserving, we have what it takes. Strengthen our confidence. And this weekend, it could take a dip if we're not paying attention. We could let ourselves kick ourselves to the curb, so to speak. Now what do we got? The Seven of Cups is turning over. This might be a long reading. I see the light in this card beaming out to all the cups. So there could be a lot of different opportunities seen, a lot of different ways to go this weekend, a lot of options starting to open up to us, which will probably bring in a sort of confusion or not being able to focus on the path that we have chosen, but rather all these different things start coming in and our imagination expands, our mind expands. We see new and different and shiny, and we go to those things, we're attracted to those things rather than the cup that we have already chosen. And that might be a good thing, that might be a bad thing. But be aware that you don't have to make any firm decisions right now. And it may make you rethink exactly what you were thinking as your path forward. Now, in saying that, it could be the perfect path forward to you, but now you see how you can add to it, or you can take away from, or you can tweak it in such a way that it's going to be even that much better, even that much more beautiful. But I think with this card, we are seeing the options. Now, if we're beating ourselves up, if we are dissipating our own energy, we won't see a lot of these opportunities that are presented to us. So the more that we can think positive, that opportunities are coming to us, that doors are opening for us, that there's a lot of new experiences to be had out there. That's when we'll start seeing them or tuning into them. You put that one, oh no, you don't. You stay in that deck. Yeah, they're not listening tonight. Okay, so just sit back. We're going to do this for about 24 hours by the looks of it. Knights of Wands. Knight of Wands, look at the energy. Look at the firepower here. This is our thoughts. Okay, so this really goes with the Seven of Cups that jumped out, because this is our thoughts on fire. This is thinking outside the box. This is knowing there is no box. This is knowing that we can do whatever we want. We can take the impossible and make it possible. We can fulfill that dream, that desire, that goal. Or are you beating yourself up? Are you not seeing your own perfection? Are you not seeing your own value, your talents, your abilities, to really take hold of this energy and let your creative spirit fly, soar? Okay, I'm going to cut these cards before it's too late to. I'm going to cut the cards, because they all want to fly out and have their message to you spoken this weekend. So we start with the Ace of Cups. What a beautiful card for a starting card. Okay, this is new beginnings, new opportunities, new relationships, and I know Venus is going retrograde. Oh my goodness, we can't have new. Or can we? Can we go into a new experience understanding that it might be taken away, that it's only there as a learning tool, that it's only something to show us a bigger path, a bigger opportunity down the way, to open us up, to wake us up to a true path or a truer path? Because remember, we will be walking over this space again with Venus, and we'll have the clarity, we'll have the understanding. So circle this day, because that's when the true new experience may come out, when Venus goes direct again and hits the spot in the skies. And we'll have to look up the date and find that. Maybe somebody can post it so we all know. I don't, okay? So I think anything new that shows up, we should pay close attention to it, because it's going to at least teach us something on our path. Or it's going to give us something new that we may not want to step into yet, but we can start planning, we can start researching, we can start understanding, we can start tweaking. We have the Lovers. This could be deepening relationships, deepening our dreams, our desires, our true passions. This is growing a relationship deeper. This is strengthening a relationship. And no, it doesn't have to be your better half, or maybe you're the better half. It could be a friend. It could be a coworker. It could be somebody in the community that you feel a tight bond with, a close bond with. It could be parents or siblings or children. And it's about deepening those relationships, strengthening those relationships, making home maybe more of a home than a place where everybody just kind of stops and eats fast and sleeps and then starts their day outside of the home again. And start incorporating that home feeling again. It could be a relationship that you really haven't been putting much effort into, or they haven't, and you have a window of opportunity to grow that relationship stronger and deeper now, to reconnect. We have the Page of Coins. So all this new energy coming about. So the Page of Coins, I mean, you're looking towards growing your finances, growing your abundance, the new path. So we're getting all this information about the new path, and right in between the two of it, we have the Lovers. So I would think that card stands more for really deepening our love or our passion for something that we want to do, something that we have been dreaming about, something, maybe it's ourselves that we want to grow, maybe it's our health and well-being, maybe it's our spirituality, maybe it's a job or career. But whatever it is, this is a time to really deepen our love for it and look at the new ways that we can approach it. Now, this is none of these have been action cards, which tells us that it's time to start really researching, really knowing um, that path that we are stepping into. So, it's like starting a long distance trip in the car and not taking a road map with you. We need to really examine that road trip. We need to look at that map. We're not even getting in the car and going for a drive yet, but we need to examine that path so we know where the construction is, so we know where the cutoffs are, so we know how to implement our strategies, our approaches going forward. Ten of Wands, thought we'd get away a little bit from the releasing, but whenever there's eclipses, that's not always the case. It tends to be something that we are continually going through. Now, when we put this load together and it was sitting on the ground, it probably looked phenomenal. We thought, yeah, we've aced this. Look at how structurally sound it seems. Look how balanced it looks. And then we put it on our backs and we found out, whoa, this is not going to work. Maybe we let pride get in the way, and so we're going to show everybody that it can work. I can do this. I'll stand up later. We're so bent over. Our energy is so dissipated. We can't stand straight. The load is too heavy. Now, this could be situations in your life, people in your life, your thoughts, your ideas. So this is a time for reflection. This is a time to see what part of that load doesn't belong. What are we carrying with us that shouldn't be part of our load anymore? What do we need to release? Where do we need to let go? Where do we need to allow healing? Where do we need to allow endings or closure in our life? And put it behind us. I never noticed before, but it's all tied together with this red string, which could offer us the courage to actually look at that load and understand what doesn't belong anymore. Or maybe it's just restructuring everything so it does work, so it truly is balanced. And look at this, we have the Faith card. Look at that red energy. The Faith card. So it is a very spiritual weekend. This is a weekend for meditation, for prayer, for reflection. This is a weekend to talk to God, your angels, your spirit guides, the universe, source. This is the weekend to offer up your affirmations. I think it's very strong, actually, to offer up your affirmations with such young energy leading into the weekend. And where we are deepening our dreams, our wants, our desires. And the only thing really hindering us is by not allowing the release. This could be just a thought pattern. This could be the but. I would do it, but. And it's to understand where that excuse is wrapped up in that but, so that you have an opt-out. If I don't succeed, well, it was because of that anyways. I told everybody that. Nobody's surprised. See, I didn't have to do it. I didn't have to succeed. I didn't have to. Because I had that but. I'd like to lose weight, but I love chocolate cake. I truly do too. I would like to step into that career, but I've never had any formal training. Never had any formal training. I'd like to ask that person out, but my nose is a weird shape, or I have a crooked tooth. They're going to notice, or I'm a little shorter than them, or a little taller than them. Or what if they say no? I can't put myself through something like that. But what if they said yes? Where are you holding yourself back? Where are you actually putting a limitation? You know, it could be a comfort zone. Okay, it could be that you want to strike out on your own opportunity, your own business, but you've got a job and it's not that great, but it's not that bad either. And you know you're getting a paycheck every week, so you know how the bills are going to be paid. So you'll never be called upon to have to really take that leap because you're going to hold back and you're just going to do it as a hobby. Remember, hobbies cost money. Okay, careers make money. So as long as you keep it a hobby, it will cost you money. Okay, there's no two buts about that one. Back to the faith card. Affirmations, prayer, meditation, quiet, alone time. Turn off the TV, turn off the computers, turn off the cell phones. And just sit in quiet. And imagine that dream being fulfilled. Imagine that goal, hitting that mark. Seeing yourself 10 pounds thinner, putting on that pair of pants. Seeing yourself with somebody else, enjoying a beautiful dinner together. See yourself doing the slide presentation for your new corporation, your new business to the investors. Or see 50 chains light up all around the world in different major cities. Just watch the opening days of all of them. See yourself getting that job, that promotion. See yourself starting that family. See yourself making that money. See yourself in good health. Feel the divine connection. Well, we're going to go to Journey of Love here. So our moon is in Taurus at the beginning of the weekend, and then moves into Gemini. So we want that homey feeling. We don't want to be pushed out of our comfort zones at the beginning of the weekend especially. But then I think the communication starts opening up when the moon goes into Gemini. We're talking more about our dreams, our desires. So it's almost two beautiful energies that follow each other, because the one makes us stop and smell the roses to maybe be a little bit more grateful, be a little bit more grounded, so that when we get into the Gemini moon energy, we know what we want to talk about. We've thought it through. We've clarified it just that much more in our minds. Let the feminine lead the way. She has shown up in, I've got like 70 something cards here, and she keeps making her appearance. 39. So 9 plus 3 is 12, which is the 3, and that's our creativity. That's also freedom and entertainment and enjoying that self-expression of who you are and being creative. Okay, so my coming out is the freedom to fully be who I am. and surrender to the divine essence expressing through and around me. My coming out is the marriage of twin souls with my life partner in gratitude, in love, unfolding as more than we could ever be on our own. The feminine principle in you, whether man or woman, is the way forward in your life now. Was she the weekly card this week? For sure she was in the weekly focus. Um, she is the principle of feeling and of surrender. She feels the intelligence of divine guiding light in a way that the masculine principle cannot at this time. You may not see where you are going, therefore, but you can feel your way forward. Trust her. Let your mind go and let your senses lead you, becoming more exquisite and communicative. Be led by your heart. Don't worry if you don't know all the details or how it's going to work out. She knows the way. Let her lead. This oracle brings confirmation to you that you have this oracle brings confirmation to you that what you have been feeling or sensing, even without any logical physical evidence, is worth following up on. Trust your senses over appearances, trust your intuition over your intellect. You are letting feminine wisdom guide you, and she will steer you in the best direction. So this is telling us to investigate where we are being drawn, where we are being led. So when those opportunities start to show up, and I mean, with the Ace of Cups, it could be all kinds of different opportunities, things that we can fall in love with. And don't fall into it too fast. I think you should hold off a little bit, but this is telling you investigate. So exactly, we want to see where that will lead, how it will work into our master plan. We'll pick a couple of angel cards. So we have beautiful energy here, Lovers and Faith being the strongest cards. But we start with the Ace of Cups, which just kind of heightens the energy of that card altogether. With the Faith card, I think, we have to be grateful. We have to be grateful for the things in our life, the things that we have to work with. And yes, the things that are coming into existence. Get excited about where you are going when you are imagining that path forward. Get excited about where you are going to end up. Nine of Ariel, your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work leads to great success. A love for the beautiful things in life. Love the beautiful things in life. Love the things that are around you, the people that are around you, the things that bring a smile to your face. Give it up in gratitude. Give it up in thanks. Your dreams are fulfilled, so they've already been fulfilled. This card says they've already been fulfilled. You just need to walk into it. You need to understand how to walk into it, how to use your gifts, how to use your abilities, so you walk the straightest path right into it. Hard work leads to success, which means it's probably not going to fall on our laps. But if we're willing to be disciplined and put determination behind it, we can achieve the impossible. The Seven of Gabriel. Stand up for what you believe in, have confidence, and claim your personal power. And I think that was with, the Queen of Cups there at the very beginning. It's stand up, okay? Stand up for who you are, what you believe in, what your values are. Have a confidence. Claim your personal power. Look at the lightning there in the rainbow. Claim your personal power, your strength, your inheritance. Absolutely. And one more is the Page of Raphael, a new emotional situation, messages regarding relationships or social invitations, great intuitive insights. So pay attention to the intuitive. Pay attention to your inner wisdom, your higher wisdom. And trust. Trust in that little voice. Not the ego, because usually we hear that little voice and we don't like what that little voice said, so we automatically think of something else we prefer to hear. That's the ego kicking in. When we follow that voice, it really does us little justice in life, okay? So it's the first thing you hear. When you sit there and you quiet yourself and you get a thought, you get an idea, or you get an answer to a question that you proposed, then take the first thing you hear. Because that is the true intuition. That's the true wisdom. And that's what you need to work with in order to really go forward. A new emotional situation. So that little voice may just tell you something that you didn't want to hear. And it may bring up emotions that you didn't want to let out or to confront. So we're back to the healing. Messages regarding relationships or social invitations. And I think this is a very good time to get out there and start mingling with people, start talking to people. I mean, start conversations about what you truly want to do and get people's take on what they think it's all about, or what they would do, or what they think of the idea. And their word is not gospel, okay? It's only what comes from your heart, from your mind, is the reality that you should focus on. But it may give you insight. It may open you up to a new way of thinking or a new perception of a situation. So be open to other people's candor, is what I heard, but other people's insights, thoughts. Where's our animals hiding? Here they are. I've got like 12 decks out here. So depending on how many readings I've done in between readings, they could just be about anywhere because they don't have a place. They have places, but they don't have a place. That's where I decided to set it last. I'll sing your song, The Robin. So where I live, well, it's snowing. It's going to snow all weekend. And so everybody today that I met was telling me about, they saw a robin. I saw a robin today. Even though the snowflakes are coming down, everybody was very positive that they've seen robins. So spring is on its way, because that's our sign when the robin shows up. Cleansing, newness, grateful, promise, and new birth. You cannot climb a mountain if you will not risk a fall. Robin tells you it's now time to pull yourself from the sludge of the past, wipe yourself clean, mend the wounds and scratches that occurred on your journey. Your angels and guides will be on hand to help. It's a great day to offer your gratitude for what you have, and knowing you won't be let down if you ask, if you believe, and if you expect that changes can occur in your life. Yes, there isn't everything happens for a reason, thinking even during painful experiences, but loss always evolves into a gain of some kind. Have you ever experienced a passing only to hear of an announcement of a pregnancy or birth? Or broken up with someone to start dating someone so much more compatible for you that you wondered what you saw in that last person? Death of situations always evolves. Always evolves. What did I miss here? I got to the seahorses. Always evolves into a promise of birth and new beginnings. If you can see the clouds of despair, putting blankets over a situation and blinding yourself can cause you to now see through the heartache. Emotion is truly energy in motion. And since everything is energy, money, love, work, the universe feels the vibration changing in your thoughts, and it can change it into a wonderful thing if you allow it to do so. Robins always come back to the same place each springtime. It's nature's way. Robin may be telling you that you need to review your childhood to see where you may have stored away deep within your soul, to see if there is forgiveness that needs to take place, Or maybe you need to look up an old childhood friend. So I love where it's talking about the emotion being truly energy. And I was telling you to imagine the beauty, the wonderment of the goal being reached, the dream manifesting for you, and to get excited about it. Because, yes, our thoughts are powerful. And when we put words behind it, it becomes that much more powerful. But when we put emotion and feeling into it, desire and passion and love and raw courage, all in our just our thought pattern of how we are going to walk into something beautiful, how we are going to succeed, how we've got this, how we are going to move forward into that new beginning, and it's going to be everything and more than we hope for. The more you can raise your vibration. Emotion is truly energy in motion, and since everything is energy, whether it is money, love, work, the universe feels the vibration changing in your thoughts, and it can change it into wonderful things if you allow it to do so. So get excited about the plans that you are making, the doors that are opening. Get excited about who you are becoming, what you want to manifest, what your goals and dreams and desires are. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.